Hey guys, it's Das. I'm just going to do my first recap with a little recording on it. So this is a little bit of a, guinea pig. So just recapping our most recent war against LP5 Petra. And I'm going to dive straight in with a little 10v11 action. These are both my hits, so a little bit proud of that. So basically, this is a cleanup hit, second hit on the base. So we knew the CC was a lot low. And basically what I'm doing is I'm going to walk the queen from 6 to that 8 o'clock AD and AQ. And I'm basically setting that funnel. So basically as soon as that queen was tanking the point defenses, got the wall open with wall breakers and the baby drag down to basically funnel her the direction I wanted. And she's basically walking this with as minimal spells as possible, so the main Valk group has the most support. So again, the goal of this part of the leg is really to set that funnel from 7 to 8 o'clock, so the Valks go mid. And the main objective for that is this 8 o'clock AD and the defending AQ, which could possibly drag the Valks away from the town hall. So as soon as I engage that, I'm going to start phase 2, setting the north funnel with a gobo and rage. And what I'm doing here is just making sure I clear the cannon, archer tower, that 11:30 corner. So when the Valks come in at 9:30 with the BK, they are just going mid. So drop my test wall breaker. That's good for all town halls. And as soon as that wall opens up, I'm going to go ahead and drop all my Valks down with the jump and the double rage. I actually thought my CC was Valk, so I took the wrong one here, which is pretty funny. But it works out for me because just due to their range and their bounce, I'm able to get the percentage I need here is right at 50% when it finishes and get the town hall. So very efficient cleanup on our part. Took 2 hits to clear this guy, which freed up a lot of hits for us to go 10v10. Now, we went 11v11 on 2. William wanted a little revenge after he got tripled by this guy, which it didn't work out. But luckily, I had already 2-starred it, fresh 2-star, with my alt PK. And so it kind of relieved the pressure of him to, have to land the 2, so he was able to just kind of swing for the fences. So it was a pretty rudimentary plan, honestly. We were just looking for outside Sams for a walk to go from 12 to 3. And, we knew due to the depth of that first channel, she wasn't going to be able to clear to the inside wall, but that was okay. We weren't necessarily looking for the 2 on this hit, which was pretty funny. So we're going to kind of walk with minimal resources, just 1 rage as she steps forward and takes the 3-point defenses. And so the idea is once she kind of clears this little section out, we're going to drop a couple of distracting giants for the wizard tower at 3 o'clock to target while we drop the wall breakers and open up that wall, because it is perfectly covered right there. So able to do that well. And basically we're going to drop the second phase and the main phase where I'm using giants due to the fact that it's single ITs and I have healers. And so I drop the giants in. I'm going to drop a couple groups of bowlers, a little bit staggered, just to, adjust where they're going and targeting. I held back my CC for the core, but they end up going sideways. So it's actually the first groups that go in that net that 2-star. So kind of get saved for myself there a little bit, honestly. But yeah, so the AQ and bowlers move away from that single IT, keeping them safe, and are able to just kind of work that southern edge for the percentage on what's ended up being a surprisingly successful fresh hit. So we went 2 for 3 on 10v11s this war. I think that's the best hit rate we've had to this point in MLCW, which freed up numerous hits, at least 4 or 5 hits for us to go 10v10. So it was a good war for us in general. I think we caught them a little bit on a down week, and I think we surprised them with our defenses. So it made things a little bit less pressure on our 10s and 11s. We only needed one dip on the 9s, thanks to our subs from Ha, highly active, stepping up and going 4 for 4 on cleanup. So that was a huge contribution to our winning cause. So speaking of, we're going to dive down to the 9s right now. We had a number of nice fresh 3-stars, and so we're going to kind of look at a couple of those. We got some hogs, some Lalo, and some dragons. So this is Earl with a queen walk hog. A little bit of a charge since he charges in for the CC, but basically I really like this hit because he's funneling the AQ from 9 towards 6. So he's not only clearing the enemy AQ, which is, goal number 1 for any Town Hall 9 hit using hogs, but he's also going to send it into this high value area with the defending BK and all 4 wizard towers. So he's just clearing some of the most dangerous defenses to hogs right here, with this queen walk and his BK and Wiz getting dropped there at kind of 6 o'clock. So he had a little bit of a trouble with his wall breakers just due to the deeper defenses not targeting the AQ, but with a little help of a rage, enough wall breakers, he's able to actually get her in. And so she's going to step up, she's going to pull the CC, clear it, and that BK and Wiz are actually going to do a little swap and funnel on the 6 to 5 side. So just huge value. What I like about this hit is as soon as that CC is down, he is starting the hog phase. So he's not wasting any time seeing what else they do. He had the objective set in mind and he achieves it. So he immediately starts the hog phase. This is a fresh hit. So, didn't know that giant bomb was there or the Tesla farm, but he's able to adjust well and just absolutely rolls through there due to the fact that the Royals are dealing with all the splash damage down on that 3 to 6 side. So he's just getting absolute value, tons of value with these heal placements, and that's just due to base design and kind of figuring out where it's going to be before it is, and he smashes it. So good job, Earl. Even has the back end wizard kind of sandwiching this cleanup, and so this is just a prime example of an intelligent queen walk, queen charge. That main portion of the attack netted the CC, defending Royals, splash damage, everything. So just look at the amount of hogs he has left. It's just crazy. So prime example, and great job, Earl. So we're actually going to have another hog hit by myself, my 9. This one is more of a go boho, so a little bit different flavor. But basically, looking at this base, we kind of knew where the giant bombs were, if they were inside the base. So I've decided to basically come in from 9 o'clock with Gobo. And so first I drop my wizards to kind of start clearing the trash before the golems are taking heat from defenses, so they're fresher for the dive into the base. Test wall breaker, of course, and get that wall open. As soon as that funnel is set, I'm gonna be dropping my Royals and my bowlers. So you can see the golems clear the giant bomb exactly where we thought it was. CC slips out a little bit to the side, but the queen's able to work it down, and the bowlers under rage start gutting the core of this base. So as those defenses are focused on my kill squad, and I know that they're going to clear that bomb tower, I'm going to go ahead and start the hog phase. 2-finger drop, basically going from 12 to 3 to 6. I was kind of had my finger hovering over the heel for that, going into that expo. But I figured if it wasn't there, it was in this next compartment, so I dropped it there and was able to predict it well. And, you kind of see the wizard. I missed that Tesla up at 130 just with the 2-finger drop and the path thing, but that's okay because it's actually going to pull my hogs back to that end of the base for cleanup. So you can kind of see I had some bowler slip outside they're basically cleaning up that 6 to 3 side. And so it was a mistake, obviously. I should have held back a hog or two for any corner trap, corner Teslas. But it ends up working out fairly well for me. I think I lost maybe 2 or 3 hogs to spring traps and maybe none to point defenses. So just absolutely steamrolled this thing. So I was very pleased with this hit. And again, just a kind of another flavor variety of hogs. Such a nice, reliable hit for us. So we're actually going to change it up a little bit and look at one of Throck's kind of Queen Walk Lalos. The reason I like this hit is because it actually, I think, in my opinion, it went sideways. And he was able to adjust well and with his spells and his deployment and still achieve the 3-star. So what I think he was trying to do was to basically get his queen and BK and bowlers into that expo compartment at 10 o'clock to basically clear out, 2 ADs, expo, sweeper, AQ, CC, and 2 wizard towers. But the queen slips around this 9 o'clock and starts walking towards 8, which I don't think was the plan. So he's able to adjust well. He gets his BK and bowlers in still, is able to poison the CC and the AQ together with 1 poison, which is clutch considering his AQ is now walking the outside of the base. The rage bowlers still get great value by clearing the wizard tower, defending AQ, CC, and some of the other defenses. So it's, it wasn't the ideal kill squatter, I think. I may be wrong, but I think his plan. But he doesn't freak out. What he does is he smartly kind of drops a couple loons on the 12 side, start working that funnel. The main group, let them focus going from 3 to 6. So he drops enough loons to achieve that kind of pathing. And you can kind of see as everything's converging along 12 to 3, that everything's going to work straight through the rest of the base. So he has a nice pocket heal here for this southern wizard tower farm. And it ends up working out incredibly well for him from a spell, basically spacing perspective, because he's able to just absolutely push right through those guys, with some of the red bombs and not really be affected. So at this point, it's cleanup. I should have definitely fast forwarded, so I do apologize. But yeah, so no, this was a fairly good war for us. We went 2 for 3 on 10v11. We went perfect on dips by William yet again. The 9s weren't the best, but we ended up at a 50% rate, which was good enough to win. And yeah, we forced a 42% hit rate on their side on our 9s. So our defense continues to be pretty stout, and I think is surprising people. So that's definitely keeping us in these matches where we have a little bit lower hit rates than everybody else. So this is the final hit we're going to look at. This is a tri-zap dragon attack by Acid Dash, aka Gav. And the reason I'm showing this is because it is just absolutely dominant. They went 4 for 4 on cleanup hits with this thing. It's something that we really need to be exploring more, but to this point haven't yet. And so basically what we're looking at here is once he clears those ADs, he's going to use the baby drag to funnel his main forces from basically the 8 to 10 side and kind of through the base. So that baby drag, while the baby drag kind of cleans up around that 6th corner, going counterclockwise, he's going to use his AQ by herself up there at 10 o'clock to again keep the dragons in the base. So the idea with a single spell usage is you're going to rage into the defending AQ and CC since you don't have a poison. And they're going to basically sit there and clear that out. And with these ADs left standing, you're going to back end CC Lalo them with the 1 haste that you do have. And again, it's just a dominant hit. He's able to get huge value with that group at 12 o'clock, eating a Sam and clearing those ADs. You see, he BK swapped with the defending BK so it didn't distract his dragons, and was able to hold on to his queen's ability, Royal Cloak, for a long time just due to the dragons kind of tanking for her. So just like I said, this is a huge hit for them. 4 for 4. It's one of their most one of their go-to hits, and it's one I would like to see us be trying more and kind of perfecting, as is obviously very strong. So again, this was our 4th win in a row. One of those was vacated due to somebody dropping